Leeds and Widnes. The Widnes team take the field in front of a capacity crowd almost here of 20 to 25,000. The Widnes team this afternoon, full back will be Alan Tate. The three quarters now the familiar lineup of Rick Thackeray, Andy Courier, Darren Wright and Martin Afire. The two Hume brothers make up the half-back partnership, where David is captain at number 6 and Paul at 7. And the pack, number 8 Joe Grimmer, 9 Phil McKenzie, 10 is Derek Pike, 11 Mike O'Neill, 12 Amosi Kaloto and 13 Richard Ers. And the substitutes for Widnes, number 14 Barry Dowd, and at 15 a welcome return for Kurt Sorensen, back after a 5-game layoff through injury, but now back to add that potential captain's role if he should be called upon in this cup tie this afternoon. No room then this afternoon for Jonathan Davis, but as he said in the press during the week, that he acknowledges that the squad here at Widnes is a very good one, and he will have to play or wait his turn to join the team. Widnes have done very well this season to reach this third round of the Challenge Cup, a tricky first round match at Salford, which they overcame Salford by 18 points to 14, and then the second round at Castleford, the tie of the round. Widnes went to the league leaders' own backyard, ran in 22 points in as many minutes, and virtually that was it. Castleford were out of the cup, and the draw again been very unkind for Widnes, drawn away for the 9th consecutive time in the Challenge Cup, which brings them to Headingley to meet Leeds. Leeds have had a rather up and down season in the league especially, although they're still 3rd or 4th in the First Division. The results have lacked consistency. Earlier in the season they won the Yorkshire Cup, beating Castleford at Ellen Road, but have had since then some rather bad results for them, including a defeat by Oldham in the new year by 12 points to 0 here, when Oldham were at the foot of the First Division. So we await the Leeds team to take the field. As I say, a really big crowd for this game this afternoon, for what should be an enthralling game of rugby league. The sun coming out now to greet the teams, the pitch looking nice and firm on top, and hopefully that should help Widnes with the speed in the backs. The referee for this afternoon is Rugby League's number 1 referee at the moment, Mr. John Holsworth from Kipax, and the touch judges are Mr. W.S. Blunden with the orange flag and Mr. F.M. Lofthouse with a pink flag. Widnes will be playing obviously in the familiar strip of white with black trim. My apologies to David Hume for last week's game at Featherstone. In the rush for the tries in the early minutes, I said that Martin Afire scored his 100th try in rugby league football, and as did David Hume, also scoring his 100th try for Widnes with that second try that was scored at Featherstone Rovers. So a huge roar greets the home side. Leeds run out onto the pitch to a tumultuous welcome from their home fans. The Leeds side with exactly the same team that played at Wigan last week in the league, with number 1 and fullback Andrew Ettinghausen, 2 the rugby union convert John Bentley, who's playing so well now on that right wing and has even taken over the goal kicking responsibilities for Leeds. Number 3 is the Great Britain centre Gary Schofield, and 4 Carl Gibson. 5 is Phil Ford, the ex-Bradford Northern left wing, who had such a good tour of Australia at the end of last season. The two half-backs, Cliff Lyons at 6 and young Paul Delaney at 7. Delaney making his debut last week at Wigan and in fact keeping his place for this big cup tie. The Leeds pack at number 8 is Lee Crooks, the Great Britain captain as he was before Ellery Hanley took that position. Number 9, Colin Maskell. Number 10, Hugh Waddell, another tourist last season. 11, Roy Powell. 12, Mark Brooke Cohen. And 13, the ex-Halifax forward, Paul Dixon. And the substitutes for Leeds this afternoon, David Stevenson at 14 and the long-serving Dave Heron at 15. Well, the atmosphere in the ground really terrific here for what should be a terrific game of rugby league. Both sides packed with speed merchants, and there are plenty of match winners across the park on both sides. It will be Leeds who will start this game, and they will be playing from right to left as you look in the first half. Gary Schofield will kick this game off to Leeds to a crescendo of noise this afternoon. Schofield then kicks the ball towards the Widnes 25. Emosi Koloto taken by Maskell. Derek Pike plays the ball. Mackenzie to Hume. Now Mike O'Neill. Met early by Crooks. Obviously the tackling from both sides will be really keen in the first few minutes. In any third round of any Challenge Cup, that must be so. Joe Grimmer then making 1 or 2 yards for Widnes. Just outside the Widnes 25. The ball thrown back to Alan Tate. Kicks downfield towards the Leeds 25. Ford picks it up inside his own 25. Steps back inside. Met by 5 Widnes forwards. Just inside the Leeds 25. Crooks met again by Pike and by Grimmer. Forced back a yard or 2. Just inside his own 25. Now Powell. Got a good tackle by Richard Ears and Mackenzie. In centre field then. The first minute of the game. Now Waddell. Great tackle from Mike O'Neill. The ball thrown back. Bentley moved in from the wing. Long kick downfield. Taken on the full by Alan Tate on his own 25. But a knock on by the Great Britain full-back. Right on his own 25 in centre field. Just a slight lack of concentration there from Alan Tate. And that will result in a scrum down in centre field. Just outside the Widnes 25. Leeds put in, and in fact Leeds get the ball. The ball goes to ground. Schofield picks it up with a good tackle from Darren Wright, forcing Leeds back 10 yards from that scrummage. Now Cliff Lyons. Dixon coming on the first receiver. On the right hand side of the field. Delaney finds Crooks, drives in. And a good tackle from Koloto and Grimmer. Still Leeds, just outside the Widnes 25. Delaney. Moving it to the left, Leeds, good play. Gibson steps inside, gets over the 25. But an excellent tackle from the covering David Hume, the Widnes captain. But pressure here from Leeds early on. The crowd getting behind the home side. Lyons with a kick towards the Widnes line. Will fire under pressure. No try, says Mr. Holdsworth. No try for Leeds. John Bentley got to that ball first but didn't ground the ball properly, and Widnes escaped there. An early chance for Leeds. An excellent kick from Cliff Lyons. Martin Afire was caught in 2 minds, and John Bentley didn't ground the ball properly, so a let off for Widnes early on. 3 minutes of this game gone. Widnes bringing the ball away through Mike O'Neill. Obviously the start that everybody expected. 2 big guns in this third round. Alan Tate then. Ettinghausen takes this one right on his own 25. Met by David Hume and Richard Ears. Delaney then to Crooks. Derek Pike and Paul Hume hold him up just outside the Leeds 25. Now Roy Powell. 2 Widnes forwards again, meeting these Leeds forwards without them getting into the stride. Schofield, a kick downfield, comes inside the Widnes 25. Alan Tate gets to it this time. Has a fire on the inside if he needs him. Steps through one tackle, but a good tackle in the end by Schofield. A fire is at halfback. Tries to go himself, waiting for the Widnes team to organise themselves. Coloto. But a good tackle from Heron and Maskell. Widnes moving the ball to the left. Derek Pike trying to get the ball away to Mike O'Neill. Mr. Holdsworth saying that was a knock on, and it will be a scrum down midway between the Widnes 25 and the halfway. Delaney will put the ball in for Leeds. Mr. Holdsworth saying that Delaney fed the scrummage illegally, and that will be a free kick to Widnes. So a chance for Widnes to settle down after some pressure from Leeds. 5 minutes of this first half gone. Alan Tate. Gets the ball safely into touch midway between halfway and the Leeds 25. Widnes play the ball. Coloto met by Waddell and Powell. Mackenzie at halfback then for Widnes, just outside the Leeds 25. A lack of concentration again from Widnes. Leeds rob the ball. Now Waddell. Obviously, it will be the side that makes the least mistakes from these very 2 professional outfits that will go through to the semi-final. Maskell's at halfback, switches play to the left. Crooks. A good tackle by Mackenzie brings him to ground. Just inside the Leeds half of the field, Delaney. Good play by Leeds. Schofield looking for Bentley. Fires across, but he manages to keep the ball alive. Leeds keeping the ball alive, just on halfway. But a good tackle from Coloto on Powell. He needed to be. Leeds had men available on the left. Crooks with a good kick deep inside the Widnes half. In fact, 10 yards from the Widnes 25. A good kick from Lee Crooks, and that will be a scrum down on this near touch line. Paul Hume, the Widnes scrum half, will feed the scrummage. Paul Hume managing to get that ball from that scrummage. When everybody gets up from the floor, I think we'll find that Widnes have the ball through Paul Hume, and that is so. Derek Pike at halfback to David Hume. Now Coloto. But obviously, Leeds will be alive to the situation that the starts Widnes have had in the last couple of games, and will keep the game very tight. Richard Ayres looking for support, but a good tackle by Gibson and by Powell. Widnes then moving the ball to the left. Joe Grimmer tries to offload the ball, and almost an intercept by Gary Schofield, but he couldn't keep hold of the ball, and it was a knock on and will result in a scrum down midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. It will be Paul Hume, the Widnes scrum half, to feed the scrummage. Mr. Holdsworth not happy with that scrum and tells both packs to get down again. Mr. Holdsworth deciding that Paul Hume fed the scrummage that time, and it will be a free kick to Leeds midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. John Bentley then with the free kick, safely into touch for Leeds, just inside the Widnes 25, so danger here again for Widnes. Maskell, Waddell, Coloto, a good tackle again. Leeds with a chance to move the ball across field. Delaney, right in centre field, 20 yards from the Widnes post. Leeds trying to switch the ball. The referee says play on. Waddell picking up the loose ball. Still Leeds with a chance then. But Crooks taking his eye off the ball. And just inside the Widnes 25, Mr. Holdsworth says that's a knock-on by Crooks. Just for a second took his eye off the ball as the Widnes forwards came into him. Widnes get the ball this time. David Hume. A long kick downfield. Fire chasing the ball in deep inside the Leeds half. Ettinghausen just outside his own 25. Offloads to Phil Ford, a good pass. Ford returns to Courier, but a good tackle by Courier. Just inside the Leeds half of the field. Phil Ford. Leeds switching play back inside to Delaney, but another good tackle by Courier. Now Powell coming on the blind side. Met by Hume just on halfway. So Leeds playing the ball on halfway. Moving the ball across field to Waddell. Just gets over halfway. Some good tackling by the Widnes forwards. 3 of them were there that time. Leeds moving the ball to the right. Good run around play. Schofield trying to step inside. But an excellent tackle by Darren Wright just inside the Leeds half. Leeds not making any ground at the moment. Bentley again with the kick. That's a difficult kick for Alan Tate to take, which he does just inside his own 25. Tries to step round Gibson and inside a Ford, but a tackle by Gibson. The tackling from both sides very keen at the moment. And neither team, when in possession, are making any headway at all. Mike O'Neill shrugs off one player, looking for support on the outside. Free kick to Widnes. Mr. Holdsworth saying that Brooke Cowden held Mike O'Neill illegally, and a chance for Widnes to settle play down midway between halfway and their own 25, and Alan Tate with the kick. Safely into touch on the far side then. Mackenzie. And Derek Pike. But again, 3 Leeds forwards, it's a Pike. Paul Hume. Mike O'Neill again. Both sides at the moment, when in position, are running in ones. Joe Grimmer trying to get the ball to Richard Ears. And the referee has wiped the tackles clean, so Widnes have 6 tackles. Mackenzie going on the blind side, trying to get Courier away. Still Widnes in possession then. David Hume, now Caloto in centre field. But a good tackle from Wardell. So Widnes in a good possession. Just inside the Leeds 25. Pike, a pass to Joe Grimmer, good play. But the referee decides that that inside pass from Derek Pike was just a couple of feet short. So a little bit better from Widnes then in this last 5 or 6 minutes. So it'll be a scrum down on the Leeds 25. Ball coming out, and Widnes getting the loose ball through Andy Courier. Now David Hume. Alan Tate joins the line. Tries to get Rick Thackeray away. The ball goes loose. Thackeray picks it up and is tackled by Ford. So it'll be Widnes in position then, just outside the Leeds 25.
First spell of pressure we've had from Widnes.
Now Mackenzie. Now Mike O'Neill in centre field. Good tackle by Powell. Widnes moving the ball to the left. Run around with Hume. Now David. Richard Ears trying to force that gap. Finds Courier. But a good tackle by Crooks just on his own 25. Widnes then moving the ball across field. David Hume doing very well. Gets Ettinghausen to beat. Steps it back inside. And it's a try for Widnes. Richard Ears has scored the first try of the game. David Hume, the Widnes captain, made that initial break in centre field. Looked inside, found the supporting Richard Ears, who raced over. Conversion attempt just to the right of the Leeds post, 10 yards out. Andy Courier then.
85.
Well, goal kicks like that could count very dear at the end of the day. That should have been 6 points to 0 for Widnes. So in fact, after 13 minutes, the score is Leeds 0, Widnes 4. Gary Schofield then restarts the game again for Leeds. A deeper kick this time. Rick Thackeray picks that up right on his own try line. Heads back towards his own 25 where he's met by Crooks and Powell. McKenzie. Caloto.
Pressure. Dropping points. It's a lovely piece of work by David Ewing to the try. Leeds is going to come back.
The ball lost on the 25. Leeds pick up the loose ball. Crooks moving the ball to the left, but a good tackle again from Caloto. So Leeds then inside the Widnes 25, move the ball through Odell to the left, but he's brought down without gaining any yardage. Leeds will have to move the ball wide because the tackling's keen from Widnes in midfield. Dixon again, Leeds getting nowhere at the moment. Delaney then. Delaney on the loop round, but a good tackle from Mike O'Neill. Leeds in centre field then, 5 or 6 yards inside the Widnes 25. Maskell switches play back round to Lyons, gets a long ball out to Ford. The Widnes covers there, Ford steps back inside, races towards the Widnes line, and in fact, an excellent tackle by Alan Tate. A desperate tackle. Phil Ford looked as if he was going to go all the way for Leeds there. But Mr. Holdsworth has brought play back towards the Widnes 25. He's given Leeds a free kick for some holding off the ball by a Widnes player, and that will result in a free kick to Leeds just inside the 25. Lee Crooks safely into touch, and that will be a tap to Leeds. So they have 6 more tackles then of pressure for Widnes. Maskell, Waddell drives at the Widnes line, but 3 Widnes forwards hold him up. Now Maskell again will be at halfback. Delaney, Powell, but no support from the rest of the Leeds team. The rest of them lying very deep. Maskell, Crooks, the ball goes to ground. Play on, says the referee. Dixon going towards the Widnes post. Again, good tackling by the Widnes cover. Danger here again for Widnes. Lyons moving the ball to the right. Leeds have men. Martin on fire, takes an intercept, but he just couldn't keep his footing inside his own 25. It could also have been a try for Leeds had that ball gone to Bentley. Excitement all the way then. 15 or 16 minutes gone of this first half. That could so easily have been a try for either side from that pass. As it is, Widnes trying to bring the ball away from their own posts. A chance to settle again then. Caloto drives, gets Richard Ears away. Richard Ears does very well. He has Andy Courier, who goes around the outside of Lyons. But a good tackle by Ford, but Courier still going. Offloads to Richard Ears. Richard Ears draws the fullback. He goes towards the fullback, and Joe Grimmer scores the second Widnes try. It's a try for Widnes. Superb support play by the Widnes team. Widnes again, deep inside their own 25, move the ball as only they can. Widnes fans getting right behind the Widnes team at the moment as Andy Courier with this more difficult conversion attempt out on the right. And again, that ball goes across the face of the goals. So Widnes, with 19 minutes of the first half gone, 2 tries to 0, and that leaves them 8 points to 0 in the lead. When Widnes want to throw the ball around like that, really there is no answer to them. The speed of the forwards and the backs creating tries for each other. Mike O'Neill with a superb catch from that kick-off. Takes play towards the Widnes 25. Derek Pike from half-back. Emerson Coloto driving at 4 Leeds tacklers. But a good start for Widnes then, just the start they wanted. 2 tries in the first quarter of the game. Paul Hume. Widnes again, starting to find gaps in the Leeds defence. David Hume trying to get the ball to a fire, but the ball knocked down by Bentley. The referee says that went backwards. And Bentley has the ball for Leeds just inside the Widnes half of the field. Leeds then through Crooks. Tries to set through a tackle, but a superb tackle by Derek Pike. The Leeds crowd getting behind the team now. Waddell. Joe Grimmer and Coloto bring him to ground midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Delaney moving the ball to the left. Lyons. Ettinghausen joins the line. Gibson steps inside. Paul Hume covering. Gibson to play the ball then. Leeds moving the ball to the right. Lyons. Crooks with an up and under towards that far touch line. Martin O'Fire takes the ball on the full. Tries to get round Bentley, which he does so. Goes down the touch line. Martin O'Fire. He has Tate inside. Tate comes inside Powell. But he runs into trouble. Coloto, and what should have been another try for Widnes. Some excellent support play again for Widnes. Still Widnes though inside the Leeds 25. Well, that was a golden opportunity for Widnes. Martin O'Fire went round the outside of Bentley, found Tate. Tate chose to go inside, and really the truth is that Widnes have this Leeds side run ragged at the moment. So Widnes still in a good position in front of the Leeds posts. Alan Tate joins the line again. Short pass to Mike O'Neill on the left. Darren Wright has to come inside. The last tackle then. Just inside the Leeds 25. Mike O'Neill at halfback. Alan Tate. It's a high kick. Ball bouncing for Gibson. Gibson coming across, but some excellent cover tackling by 2 Widnes forwards. Just outside the Leeds 25. Really, with just a little bit more luck, Widnes could have been further ahead there. So it's Phil Ford. Leeds through Waddell. A good tackle again from Joe Grimmer. But a good pass from Waddell. Find Maskell in support. Lee Crooks then. Short pass to Schofield. But the pass to Bentley goes to ground. So the game's settling down again then. To 23 minutes. A flurry of action again. As Widnes really look to have the upper hand in this first quarter of this game. Referee not satisfied with that scrum and tells David Hume to put the ball in again. The ball comes out for Widnes, and this time Widnes have it through Paul Hume. Richard Ears to brother David Hume. Switching play to the left, looking for support inside. 3 Leeds forwards are there to tackle him. Just inside the Leeds half of the field, a fire. Now Coloso. You get the feeling that Coloso now is starting to thrive on the big games in rugby league already. Joe Grimmer, good drive by Grimmer.
Leeds 0, Widnes 8. 2 tries, Mickey Mares in 14 minutes. 5 minutes later, Grimmer backing up the 75.
Widnes moving the ball again. Richard Ear's doing very well. He's finding gaps in the Leeds defence. Richard Ears looks the early danger man for Widnes then. Andy Courier with a grubber kick, which in fact is a very good one. Pressure again then from Widnes. It will be a scrum down 10 yards from the Leeds line. Delaney will put the ball in for Leeds. And it will be a free kick to Leeds. The referee deciding that Paul Hume did not retire round the scrum, and so a chance for Leeds to ease the pressure. The home crowd very quiet at the moment. Widnes certainly appear to be turning the screw early in this game. Now Crooks leads at the moment though, only running in ones. The ball goes loose. Mike O'Neill, play on. Widnes moving the ball to the left. Coloto straightens play up. Tries to find O'Neill again. So again, danger for Leeds. Derek Pike. So that long pass from Mackenzie, knocked on by Richard Ears to the annoyance of himself. And it will be a scrum down then, just outside the Leeds 25. Delaney feeds the scrum, and Leeds get that ball. Chance for Leeds. Ettinghausen in the line, but an excellent tackle from his opposite number, Alan Tate. Delaney steps out of one tackle. Some good tackling again by the covering Widnes players. Gibson then. At the moment, Leeds just running in ones, no support play at all from the forwards. Play on, says the referee. Widnes robbed the ball again on halfway. David Hume moving the ball to the left, trying to find a gap. Widnes really are playing well in this last 10 to 12 minutes. Derek Pike, and that's a free kick to Widnes. The referee saying that Cliff Lyons with a high tackle on Derek Pike, and that will give a penalty opportunity to Andy Courier to atone his 2 earlier misses. So this will be a penalty kick to Widnes midway between halfway and the Leeds 25 in centre field, just to the left of the posts, well within Courier's range. A very still afternoon here, no wind at all in the stadium, and with 26 minutes showing on the clock, Andy Courier has a chance to nudge Widnes further ahead. But again, he pulls that well wide, and so the score remains after 26 minutes of the first half. Leeds 0, Widnes 8. John Bentley then restarts the game from the 25. The ball going up towards inside the Widnes 25. Alan Tate allowing that ball to bounce. Has to return back over his own 25. Tries to go around Lyons, but a good tackle by Lyons. Martin on fire is at halfback. Tries to go himself. Wardell and Maskell bring him to ground. Paul Hume trying to straighten play up for Widnes. David Hume trying to kick the ball downfield. Alan Tate picks the ball up for Widnes. And Alan Tate will play that ball just outside the Widnes 25. Derek Pike from halfback charges at Crooks, but Crooks is equal to that. Now a chance to Widnes. Mike O'Neill, or rather Grimmer, took the ball first, trying to surge through a gap, but a good tackle by Maskell. Just inside the Widnes half. Phil McKenzie with an excellent kick downfield. Taking play a yard inside the Leeds 25, and that will be a scrum down. You have the feeling that if Widnes could score the next try as well, that would be an awful big mountain for Leeds to climb. Delaney then feeds the scrum for Leeds and brings it out on the open side. David Hume and Richard Hurst bring him to ground. The ball comes out again. OK, says Mr. Holdsworth. Widnes play the ball. Now David Hume picks up that loose ball. Lions with a good tackle, but Widnes get the ball away. Mike O'Neill steps through a gap, surges towards the 25, does very well, still going, finds Derek Pike, but a good tackle by Lee Crooks. On the Leeds 25 then, Widnes again in a good position. Andy Courier from halfback makes 2 or 3 yards. So a chance for Widnes then to create a move just inside the Leeds 25. But they lose the ball and Leeds pick it up through Roy Powell. Maskell to Waddell, but the Widnes forwards are equal to any drive this afternoon up to now from Waddell and his partner Lee Crooks. Dixon, some ferocious tackling from Widnes. Waddell again, but Mike O'Neill. Roy Powell switches play down the blind side, but again no support for Leeds. Some tigerish tackling from Widnes. Waddell took a knock in that tackle. Lions with a long kick towards that far wing. It looks a good kick. O'Fire may get there. He does. But he's faced by Ettinghausen, comes inside. And goes to ground midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Alan Tate then from halfback, allowing his forwards to get back and to reorganise themselves. Joe Grimmer. There's no question that for the first half hour of this game, Widnes have had the measure of this Leeds team. Richard Hurst, who's been very prominent with his strong running for Widnes. Now McKenzie from halfback, a short ball to Courier, straightens up. Courier does very well. He has Ettinghausen to beat. Tries to throw the ball inside to Hume. The referee says play on. And again, Widnes find a gap in that centre of the Leeds defence. You have to feel encouraged by this performance by Widnes so far. You feel that the forwards can rip holes in this Leeds defence. It looks very weak, especially in midfield. A drop out then by Bentley.
John Bentley spins one out, but it
only goes to 25. Coloto charges at the Leeds defence. So Widnes then, with about 7 minutes left of this first half, inside the Leeds 25. Mike O'Neill met by 3 Leeds forwards, but he brought the ball into centre field right on the Leeds 25. Phil McKenzie, Paul Yu, short ball to Grimmer. Grimmer doing very well. McKenzie offloads to Richard Hurst, who does very well again. Richard Hurst takes play to 10 yards from the Leeds line. So another golden chance for Widnes here. Derek Pike switches play back, offloads the ball to Joe Grimmer. Grimmer charging for the Leeds line, and it's a try for Widnes. The Widnes forwards are just tearing holes in the Leeds defence, which at times looks non-existent. Derek Pike doing very well under pressure. He took the ball, stood still, pushed off 1 or 2 Leeds players. Looked outside, there was Joe Grimmer, who still had it all to do from about 10 yards, and in fact forced his way So the Widnes crowd behind that scoreboard end, getting right behind their team. 3 tries to 0. And this leaves Andy Courier with the most difficult kick of the afternoon for him. His 4th attempt at goal. But this time that sails cleanly between the top of the post, and with 5 minutes left of this first half, Widnes move out to a very nice looking 14 points to 0 lead. To be quite honest about it, Leeds have looked a very ordinary side indeed with the ball, and on the defensive stakes, Widnes have just cut them to ribbons. Derek Pike again. The referee deciding that Lee Crooks used his knees in that tackle, and perhaps a bit of frustration creeping in to the Leeds play, and that will be a free kick to Widnes midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Alan Tate safely into touch on halfway, so Widnes must surely attempt to keep this scoreline intact to half time, where that would be a very good lead indeed to take in at half time. Coloto then. Widnes forwards are charging at the Leeds defence. Paul Hume switches place to his brother David, looking for a gap, but a good tackle by Lee Crooks that time. Widnes though, to Andy Courier. Lee Crooks then. Paul Hume in centre field. Leeds tackling a little bit keener than it has been for the last 20 minutes. It's the last tackle then for Widnes. Moving it to the left, Derek Pike. Short ball to Michael Neal. Unlucky for Widnes, they had 4 men, but an excellent tackle by Powell prevented Michael Neal getting that ball free. So Leeds then have a last desperate 3 minutes to try and get some reward out of this first half, and to lift their spirits for the second half. Waddell, but there really is no support whatsoever from Leeds. Each man is just running in on his own at first receiver and being met by some good tackling by Widnes. The second row man, Brooke Cowan, is held up just on halfway. Delaney on the run around, finds Schofield, gets that ball to Ettinghausen, who does very well. Now a chance for Leeds. Ettinghausen, the Widnes cover, he looked for Bentley, tried to offload, he's still going towards the Widnes corner, and he's still keeping the ball alive. So some encouragement for Leeds. The home crowd getting behind their team inside the Widnes 25. Schofield, a long pass. Chance for Leeds then, men on the left. Short ball to Crooks, but a superb tackle by Derek Pike on Crooks. 15 yards from the Widnes line. A long kick towards that far touchline. O'Fire takes the ball, and Martin O'Fire has 70 yards to go to the Leeds line. Martin O'Fire, but the covering forward gets across. Forward with an excellent tackle on O'Fire. A superb tackle by Phil Ford. And you have to say, that could be a very crucial time of the game. If Widnes have scored then, that would have been curtains for Leeds. But a quite superb tackle by the covering Phil Ford. Leeds then on their own line with a minute to go of this first half. Widnes really there could have just sewn the game up had O'Fire scored, but a wonderful tackle from the covering Phil Ford. Real excitement then, this game living up to its pre-match expectations. Non-stop rugby league from one end of the field to the other, just when Leeds looked as if they were going to get a try on the board before half-time. An intercept by Martin of Fire, and he's tackled at the opposite end of the field by the covering Phil Ford. The referee has decided that the captain, David Hume, was lying on crooks and has awarded Leeds a free kick on their own 25. John Bentley with a good kick into touch, 10 yards from halfway then. Leeds with a last desperate effort then, 6 tackles to try and get themselves on the scoreboard before half-time. Waddell takes play up right on the halfway line, but the half-time hooter goes with a scoreboard reading very pleasantly indeed for the travelling Widnes fans. Quite frankly, as far as attacking's concerned, there has only been one side in it, and the home side Leeds can feel very flattered indeed by a scoreline of Leeds 0, Widnes 14. Take the field and will now be playing from right to left and in possession of a 14 points to 0 lead. A superb first 40 minutes from Widnes. The forwards, the support play was terrific, punching holes in the Leeds centre field defence, and each time a Widnes player made a half break he looked either side and invariably there was a Widnes player in support. So Widnes then have 40 minutes away from a semi-final spot in this year's Challenge Cup. The Widnes team will be playing towards the Widnes supporters end of the field, the scoreboard end here at Headingley. And you feel that if Widnes are the next team to score, then that will surely be curtains for Leeds. And I think Widnes themselves will expect a barrage of effort from Leeds in the first 10 or 12 minutes of this first half. Long kick from Widnes then, finds Bentley, takes play up towards the Widnes 25. Maskell. Brooke Cowden is brought down just over the 25. Now Dixon. Leeds then through Waddell. Leeds now charging in ones, making good ground with these tackles. The ball thrown back to Bentley. A long kick downfield under pressure from Mackenzie. Rick Thackeray takes the ball outside his own 25, met by Gibson. Alan Tate will go himself from half-back. Widnes, I'm sure, professional enough side not to get caught cold early in the second half, but Mike O'Neill rushes through a gap, finds support from Darren Wright, and Widnes make it up just inside the Leeds half of the field. Good play again, an early good start from Widnes. Mike O'Neill with a surging run again from centre field. Now Hume to his brother David, draws the cover, a short ball to Andy Courier, looks for support, finds it with Alan Tate. Tate taking play towards the Leeds 25, good support play again from Widnes. A chance again then, Andy Courier moving the ball to the left. Derek Pike, David Hume the captain, short ball, the ball gone down and Powell picks it up but couldn't keep his feet. So Widnes again then applying early pressure to Leeds. Bentley then from half back for Leeds, taking play across field, finds Dixon. Courier and the covering Coloto bring him to ground right on halfway. Waddell charges at Widnes on the blind side, keeps the ball going. Delaney, but a good tackle from Richard Ayres. atmosphere electric in this ground here, the beginning of the second half. Leeds then Delaney, but a very poor pass indeed from Cliff Lyons, and the covering Bentley picks up that loose ball, and Leeds lose 10 yards from that play. The ball, they really do look a disorganised outfit already in the second half. Schofield, a long kick. Alan Tate takes it safely inside his own 25, races back towards the Leeds defence. Widnes then, midway between their own 25 and halfway, moving the ball to the right. Caloto taking a very difficult pass well, and in fact shrugging off 2 or 3 Leeds tacklers. Phil McKenzie at halfback. David Hume having a terrific game as captain for Widnes this afternoon. Derek Pike. Widnes lose 2 or 3 yards in that tackle. McKenzie then will be at halfback. Tries to go himself. Leads away to that situation. David Hume doing very well. Throws the ball to Darren Wright. Makes it over halfway. Looking for a fire with Darren Wright going himself. On the outside he has men in support. Oh dear. A knock on.
David Hume drops the ball. Fire let the ball go, of course.
Well, some superb rugby again from Widnes. Darren Wright making superb ground inside the Leeds 25. Looked inside the supporting Martin Afire and David Hume, both of them failing to get that pass that was inside, and that would have brought another try for Widnes. So really, as well as the 14 points that Widnes have on the board, they could just as easily have had another 14 to go with those. So it will be a scrum down, which Leeds have taken 10 yards from their own line. Leeds now have a substitute on. Dave Heron, the long-serving loose forward, has come on to add some fire for Leeds. Dave Heron had a superb game in the league match in January at Norton Park in that Leeds 20 points to 8 win, and so Leeds then bring on Heron to try and bring a bit of speed and fire into that Leeds pack. A long kick from Lee Crooks there, the Leeds prop, deep inside his own 25, and that one takes play up just inside the Widnes half of the field. The home supporters trying to lift their side. Scrum down then just inside the Widnes half of the field, and it will be a penalty to Leeds. Widnes feeding the ball, says Mr. Holdsworth. And with 5 minutes gone of this first half, the score remains Leeds 0, Widnes 14. Good kick from Bentley. That's a very good kick indeed from Bentley. Takes play 10 yards from the Widnes line. Waddell. A chance for Leeds here. Maskell. Now Powell in centre field, drives at the Widnes posts to trying to set up a position for Leeds. Powell to play the ball. Maskell moves the ball to the right, switching play. Ettinghausen joins the line. Widnes tackling very well. Now Maskell goes himself from halfback, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Caloto took a knock in that tackle. Leeds moving the ball across field. Heron, long pass, little kick through.
Bounces and goes into touch.
The ball going in touch, midway between the Widnes 25 and their own try line. Leeds still haven't settled into any rhythm at all. This is very encouraging indeed for Widnes. The Widnes tackling, not allowing Leeds to fall in any sort of rhythm at all. And in the end, they're having to try up and unders and kicks and all sorts of unorthodox things to try and breach this Widnes defence, but Widnes bring that ball away again from that scrummage. Inside their own 25, Rick Thackeray then. Cliff Lyons tackles him, but he takes play to a yard from the Widnes 25. Phil McKenzie has had a bad knock in that scrummage. Seems to have had a bad knock on his arm. Widnes again moving the ball. Andy Courier, Derek Pike doing well to get Courier away. Now Mike O'Neill. O'Neill, a short ball now to Darren Wright goes himself. Tries to offload the ball, but an excellent tackle from the covering Phil Ford again. Well, Phil Ford has kept Leeds in the game, there is no doubt about that. Another super tackle from the covering Phil Ford, but Widnes then moving the ball. They have man available on the right. Paul Hume makes it up to the Leeds 25. Widnes moving the ball again. They have Leeds rattled again. Caloto is at halfback. David Hume. Derek Pike short ball to David Hume, but a good tackle from Ford and by Dixon. So Widnes on the last tackle. Mackenzie puts in a high kick. Ettinghausen's there, but Mackenzie with a good tackle. Tackles him a yard short of the Leeds line. And to be quite honest, it just doesn't look as if Leeds have any stomach for a fight here. Widnes well on top. The Widnes fans now giving their side some good encouragement to keep Leeds down here. Roy Powell, nowhere to go. Good tackling from Widnes, midway between the 25 and the Leeds line. Delaney, Heron, Crooks, long ball. Leeds trying to move the ball. Gibson then with a chance, trying to get round Courier, but Courier's equal to that on the Leeds 25. Last tackle. Ford, Lyons, dummies a kick, does very well, but in fact knocks the ball on in his attempt to kick the ball through, and Widnes pick up that loose ball midway between halfway and the Leeds 25. So a chance for Widnes again then. Short ball, Thackeray puts that ball down and Leeds pick up the loose ball through Gibson. 10 yards from their own 25. Half an hour left of this third round Challenge Cup match between Leeds and Widnes. Powell plays the ball in his own 25. Now Heron sells a dummy, looking for support from Ettinghausen, finds him. Courier gets back, and Joe Grimmer gets back as well. Widnes still need to be on the guard. Leeds could lift the game. Waddell, superb tackle by the captain David Hume. Had a marvellous match for Widnes this afternoon. Lyons then, now Crooks, looking for Lyons again, but Darren Wright nearly took the intercept for Widnes, and that ball goes back to Paul Hume, and yet another Leeds move breaks down on halfway. Derek Pike, a long pass from Pike, short pass now, Alan Tate's in the line, but a good tackle from Carl Gibson. But Widnes are winding the play up again, just inside the Leeds half of the field. Derek Pike, Richard Ayres. Joe Grimmer. So again, Widnes doing very well to take play up just outside the Leeds 25. Widnes looking dangerous every time they've got the ball here. Loop pass, David Hume trying to get through, but a good tackle by the Leeds defence. Roy Powell. The last tackle. Mr. Hulls was saying that it was a knock on that time by David Hume. Mr. Holdsworth wants a word with Darren Wright. I think he said something to the referee. I think that Mr. Holdsworth is having a word with both players for an incident that happened 2 or 3 minutes ago on this side of the field. And in the end, it is a scrum down midway between halfway and the Leeds 25 in centre field. Leeds have the ball. Delaney switches the ball to the right. Lyons tries to get a short ball out, but does well. Widnes will have to be alive to Lyons. Caloto made the tackle. Leeds then. Powell just goes over halfway, but again Mike O'Neill and Caloto are equal to him, and in fact pushing back a yard or two. Heron. Widnes keeping Leeds hemmed down. Whenever they get the ball, they're only making maybe 10 yards with the 6 tackles every time. Lyons then with a kick downfield. That's a good kick. It's not going to make touch, I don't think. Or is it? Rick Thackeray does very well. A good tackle by Gibson. The linesman having a word there with Dixon for that late tackle on Thackeray. Alan Tate from half-back. He will settle it down for Widnes, yes. So just inside the Leeds 25. The onus is on Leeds now to step the game up. Widnes know that they have 14 points on the board, to no reply from Leeds. Derek Pike playing the ball to himself and takes play just over his own 25.
Massive crowd here today.
Mike O'Neill. Good charge from O'Neill. He's had a great game for Widnes, Mike O'Neill. Well, he's in opposition today to Roy Powell, who is a current possessor of a second row Great Britain jersey. And if Roy Powell has more to offer to Great Britain than Mike O'Neill, today doesn't show it. A scrum down then, just outside the Leeds 25. And Mr. Holdsworth saying that Widnes were illegally trying to get that ball from the scrummage with their hands and have awarded Leeds a free kick. But all the time, the clock ticking away. Quickly for Leeds and slowly for Widnes, whoever you support. Maskell then, Waddell. But a good tackle from David Hume. David Hume has worked like a Trojan this afternoon. Lee Crook steps through a huge gap, but a desperate tackle from Alan Tate. So Leeds then, the crowd getting behind them, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Lyons, he has men on the outside. Good charge for the Widnes line by Dixon, but the Widnes cover are there. Mr. Holdsworth quite rightly saying that Widnes held the Leeds player down. And Lee Crooks telling Cliff Lyons to put that ball safely into touch for Leeds. They are 10 yards at the moment from the Widnes line. Leeds really don't know what to do. They've tapped the ball. Now Waddell charges towards the Widnes line. Grimmer is pulled back by Coloto and Grimmer. Leeds then with the best chance of this half. Powell. But again, the support non-existent from Leeds here. In centre field, Delaney, Lyons. Short ball to Heron, switches it back inside, but a marvellous cover tackling from Mike O'Neill. Still Leeds though. Short ball to Crooks, and Crooks gets over the line for Leeds. So with 25 minutes left of this cup tie, Lee Crooks charges at the Widnes line after some prolonged pressure from Leeds, and at last brings some encouragement from the whole. Warming up as John Bentley is attempting to kick this conversion for Leeds. Kurt Sorensen is taking off his tracksuit on the far side of the field.
John Bentley to take this kick and goal.
Bentley then has taken over the goal kicking responsibilities here at Leeds recently, and has kicked 12 goals in the last 10 games. And how dear Leeds could do with this conversion.
Rifle kick, 12 this season, 83 tunes, and he's crafted that one well wide.
Bentley pushes that one wide of the far upright.
4 points for 14.
And so Widnes will make a very important substitution indeed.
Well, what a substitute to have. Sorensen.
Derek Pike will leave the field. Derek Pike has had a great game for Widnes this afternoon. His close-in interchanging passing has opened up the way for 2 Widnes tries. But nonetheless, a welcome return to the Widnes team for Kurt Sorensen. And what a psychological thing that is for Widnes and for Leeds. Positively psychological for Widnes and probably negative for Leeds. You have a player of the class of Kurt Sorensen joining the fray, and straight away he's in on the action, testing out that shoulder that's given him some problems over the last 5 or 6 weeks, bringing down Dixon. Leeds then. Waddell with a good charge, takes play over his own 25. That try will give Leeds some encouragement. Excellent kick from Lyons, and a superb kick from Cliff Lyons, taking play deep inside the Widnes half. Leeds are having a good spell here for the last 10 minutes as the game just enters its final quarter. Leeds, the home side 4, Widnes 14. A scrum down just inside the Widnes 25. Widnes have the ball through Paul Hume. They will settle play down. Caloto. The Leeds tackling much keener. Mackenzie from halfback. Leeds were awake to that situation. Now Mike O'Neill throws it back to Alan Tate, who kicks the ball long downfield. Ettinghausen takes it midway between halfway and his own 25, takes it race over to the left hand side, looking for Phil Ford. Courier misses him. He's brought to ground by Richard Ears and Rick Thackeray. Leeds then trying to wind the game up for themselves. A surge in this last quarter for the home side. Delaney. Leeds then. Heron. Good tackle from Sorensen and by Caloto, but Leeds still with the ball. Roy Powell. Leeds running with more urgency now. Perhaps they feel they can get back into this game. Delaney. Crooks.
Inside.
Lyons.
Lyons there. My tackle's gone.
Schofield. A little chip through. Grimmer can't grab the ball. Leeds have it. 6 more tackles. Joe Grimmer couldn't catch the ball. Leeds again, then some pressure. Pressure from the home side. Widnes will do well to stem this tide. Leeds were always going to have a spell in this game, and they're having it now. Waddell. 5 yards short of the Widnes line. Heron, a long pass to Lyons. Leeds have men on the outside, a short ball to Schofield, but an excellent tackle from the covering Paul Hume. Lyons then on the switch run around play. Crooks is held up though, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Last tackle, says Mr. Holdsworth. Lyons, a little kick towards that corner, and Mike O'Neill does the sensible thing and just knocks that basketball fashion behind the goal line, and it will be Widnes who will drop out under their own post through Andy Courier. Mike O'Neill doing very well under pressure from that little kick there from Lyons. Andy Courier then. The ball not quite getting to halfway. Lyons has it.
Lyons picks it up and comes forward.
Comes back towards the Widnes line of defence. Gives it to Powell, who's held up by Caloto and David Hume. Maskell, bring it to the right.
19 minutes to go.
Leeds then. Leeds have had a really good spell in this last 15 minutes of the game. Waddell drives play inside the Widnes 25. The crowd getting behind Leeds. Leeds moving it. Powell. No support whatsoever for Powell there. Most of the Leeds players lying too deep, you would feel. Going left again. Crooks. Short ball back to the Courier. Has him this time. The last tackle, says Mr. Holdsworth.
Schofield.
Up and under from Schofield. It's a good one. Alan Tate. No try, says Mr. Holdsworth. And Widnes will take a quick tap. Well, they do. Rick Thackeray. Good play by Widnes. While some players were arguing the decision, Widnes did very well to bring that ball away from the 25. That was danger again. Leeds played very well in that little session there on the Widnes line. In the end and up and under, Widnes managed to get the ball away. Joe Grimmer. Good charge from Grimmer. Dixon brings him to ground. Midway between halfway and the Widnes 25. Paul Hume. Good tackling from Crooks. Leeds now have tightened up that tackling in midfield. Widnes not finding it quite so easy to find a gap. Sorensen turns the ball back to Alan Tate, but Mr. Holdsworth quite rightly saying that was a forward pass from Sorensen. Widnes cannot relax at all with about 16 minutes left of this game. Leeds are making a substitution. John Bentley is leaving the field. David Stevenson is coming on for Leeds. He will take up centre position immediately. Carl Gibson will move to the right wing. In the meantime, Delaney trying to straighten play up as well. And he's brought down just outside the Widnes 25. Woodell again. Sorensen and Coloto hold him up. The ball goes loose. Play on, says Mr. Holdsworth. Widnes then with a chance to move the ball to the right. Mike O'Neill. A good charge by O'Neill again. Halfway between the halfway and the Widnes 25. Widnes must settle it down each time they get possession. David Yu looks inside to Richard Hurst, who does very well from a standing start. Now Darren Wright, who does very well. Alan Tate was in support. Rightly so. Rightly so, Mr. Holdsworth says that was knock on. But again, there was a chance there for Widnes to seal this game a little bit steadier, and they could so easily have sealed this cup tie. As it is, it's a scrum down and Leeds take the ball on their own 25. Now Stevenson. Courier must take him, which he does. Makes good ground though. Leeds then, Heron, the other substitute for Leeds, taking play up towards halfway. No less up in the pace of this game in the second half. Both sides running at 100 miles an hour in this second half. Roy Powell, but again no support from his fellow forwards. Delaney, now Crooks, short ball back inside. Lyons doing very well, stepping out of two tackles, and in fact getting Dixon away. Now Gibson, who does very well stepping inside. Now Schofield on the Widnes 25, again Leeds putting pressure on Widnes. Schofield again, looks for a long pass, finds it to Crooks. Leeds have men. Now Heron goes through the tackle. Leeds are really putting the pressure on Widnes now. Last tackle, says the referee, 10 yards from the Widnes line. Schofield short ball to Crooks, but Widnes having tackled. And in fact, Widnes drop on the loose ball on that sixth tackle, and they really must settle it down again.
15 minutes remaining.
Coloto then. A good charge out from Coloto, refusing to die with the ball. This man, in only 6 months in rugby league, has had to play 3 or 4 really big games already, and has been equal to the challenge. Kurt Sorensen. Offside of the game. With 14 minutes left, that really is the first offside decision by Mr. Holdsworth, and it will be in Widnes' favour and a chance for them to ease the pressure. Alan Tate. Alan Tate gets that ball into touch, but a Leeds player touches it, and it will be a scrum down on the halfway line. Little bit of misunderstanding between 1 or 2 players from the Widnes side of Mr. Holdsworth, but in the end the referee's decision is right. Widnes gain another free kick though. Leeds collapsing the scrum. Widnes then, with about 12 minutes left of this cup tie, have a chance to move the ball further into the Leeds territory, which they do through Alan Tate. So a chance then for Widnes to put some pressure on Leeds. Paul Hume, Sorensen, but he's met by 3 Leeds forwards in centre field. Chance for Widnes then, a good position for them to move the ball. Mike O'Neill, Cliff Lyons with a good tackle. Richard Ears, Widnes still moving the ball in this late stage of the game. Widnes are not a side to close the game up when they have a lead. They're more likely to score more tries. Now a fire! Takes play inside the Leeds 25. And so some pressure now again then for Leeds. Mackenzie to Paul Hume. Now Widnes have a chance with men on the outside. David Hume still keeping the ball alive. Alan Tate. The last tackle then, Mr. Holdsworth signals in centre field. David Hume, the Widnes captain, has taken a knock in that tackle. Paul Hume, a little kick to the corner for Rick Thackeray. And that ball just goes a yard too far for Rick Thackeray. And it will be a tap out to Leeds. With about 10 minutes of this game remaining. David Hume, the Widnes captain on the day, took a knock, trying to get that ball for Widnes. Being tended to by the trainer. Now Waddell. In centre field, a good charge, but Widnes equal to that with some tremendous tackling from Richard Ears and by Paul Hume. Now Powell again, but Coloto does well. The linesman coming in from that tackle from Coloto, having a word with Mr. Holdsworth. And indeed tells Emerson Coloto that that was illegal use of the head, and that is a free kick to Leeds, 10 yards inside their own half. Widnes are making a substitution. The captain David Hume is leaving the field after a bad knock in that tackle 2 or 3 minutes ago, and will be replaced by Barry Dowd. Barry Dowd came on at Featherstone 15 minutes from the end last week, and indeed did some damage to the Featherstone defence with some very good play. Leeds then, Waddell beats 2 men and goes over the Widnes 25. Leeds then not lying down yet. Roy Powell charges in on his own, no support, but the clock ticking away. And 14 points to 4 is a good lead with 10 minutes left. Delaney looks for support, but Widnes pick up that ball, intercepted by Paul Hume. Switches it back inside to Alan Tate, who takes play over his own 25. Widnes again then escape. Coloto looking for Thackeray. Good play by Coloto. Tries to get round the outside. A safe pair of hands, Rick Thackeray. Andy Courier from halfback. Widnes using up the tackles without doing anything fancy. Kurt Sorensen trying to charge through a gap. Just on halfway, Phil Mackenzie from halfback kicks it. Keeps the ball alive. Mr. Holdsworth says that that's a turnover, and Leeds have the ball. Midway inside their own half, Lyons bringing the ball to the left. Schofield, not seen much of him this afternoon. Gibson, who's moved on to this wing, tackled by Darren Wright. Right on this touchline here. Delaney, Lyons, short ball to Crooks. Barry Dowd brings him down. Almost offloading Joe Grimm and menacingly moving into that gap there. Dave Heron, Waddell trying to offload the ball to Maskell, but the referee decides that that is a knock on. And with about 7 minutes of this game remaining, the scoreboard reads Leeds 4, Widnes 14. Widnes could not really have had a tougher path to the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup, and they look within sight of that goal now. Barry Dowd, they had to play away to Salford in the first round, away to league leaders Castleford in the second round, now away to Leeds in the third round, are in fact 6 minutes away from a famous victory. Barry Dowd, then Phil McKenzie, short ball, still keeping the ball alive. Widnes, Sorensen, now O'Neill, excellent play by Widnes. O'Neill again charging at the 25. Referee having a word with the linesman. Widnes protesting that a Leeds player knocked that ball into touch from that pass from Mike O'Neill. Scrum down, and it will be Widnes ball. Paul Hume will put that ball in for Widnes, right on the Leeds 25. Widnes have the ball, moving it now. Barry Dowd steps inside. Widnes then trying to work a position then with 5 minutes left of this game. Alan Tate has to come round on the blind side. Nobody there. One big surge. You feel that a score from Widnes here will sew the game up completely. Richard Ayres had a tremendous game. Passes to Paul Hume. Play on, says the referee. Carl Gibson does very well. And Leeds get possession through Carl Gibson after 3 or 4 players had their hands on the loose ball. Dixon, but a long way to go for Leeds here late in the game, trying to get away from their own 25. Lyons moving the ball to the left now. Long ball to Ettinghausen, does very well. But a good tackle from Courier, excellent tackle from Andy Courier. Schofield, now Stevenson, Barry Dowd and Coloto bring him to ground 10 yards from halfway. Stevenson had a knock in that tackle, struggles to his feet, plays the ball. Lyons, Schofield, long pass, that looked forward, but the referee says play on. That's the 6th tackle, and it will be the turnover just inside the Widnes half of the field. Richard Ayres will play the ball. Barry Dowd, now Sorensen, trying to straighten the play up. Referee stopping play for this injury to David Stevenson. David Stevenson has only been on the field 5 or 6 minutes, and that looks like a nasty injury. Straight away, Leeds will be making another substitution. Stevenson will be going off and be replaced by the man that he replaced only 5 or 6 minutes ago. It looks as though John Bentley will be coming back into the game as the Widnes fans now start to get behind their team. They know 5 minutes left to a very famous victory indeed. A superb following of Widnes fans this afternoon over the Pennines, and have been rightly rewarded by another superb display in Yorkshire by Widnes. But to get back to the pitch, a very sorry sight indeed. A stretcher coming on for David Stevenson, and shades of that injury a few weeks ago to Widnes' own Tony Myler. So as David Stevenson leaves the field on the stretcher, to warm applause from the whole of this ground, John Bentley comes back on and indeed will take up a position on the left side of the field. Carl Gibson will stay here. So 6 tackles to Widnes then from the turnover. Sorensen failing to play that ball. Waddell kicking the ball out of his grasp. 2 or 3 minutes left then. And you have to be honest and say that Widnes look very safe indeed for a place in the semi-final draw on Tuesday morning. Widnes then on halfway, Barry Dowd trying to get round Lyons. Lyons with a rather high tackle. Referee says play on. Paul Hume. And Richard Ayres, another good charge from Richard Ayres. Leeds just haven't been able to shackle Richard Earls this afternoon. Now Sorensen, a pass there to Andy Courier, who finds finds Thackeray on the outside. Back to Courier, over the Leeds 25. Courier changes the ball. It's a try for Widnes. Andy Courier then seals the game for Widnes. That move started by Kurt Sorensen. The ball with Courier then, who got the return ball, a little kick to the corner, chased it under pressure from a Leeds defender, and Andy Courier has sent Widnes safely through to the semi-finals of the Challenge Cup 1989. Ten-minute spell early in the second half, which quite frankly we had to expect from Leeds. Widnes have been right on top during this cup tie and have had the game by the scruff of the neck for maybe 70 of the 80 minutes. So with the sun right in his eyes, Andy Courier will have this conversion attempt right out on that right-hand touchline. The scoreline of Leeds 4, Widnes 18. And Andy Courier then. That ball is wide of the near upright. And with a ratio of 4 tries to 1 for Widnes, that scoreline, with 1 minute left of this cup tie, Leeds 4, Widnes 18. Gary Schofield restarts the game for Leeds. Coloto charges back at Leeds. A superb run from Coloto, knocking players off at will. Cliff Lyons though doing very well. Leeds get the loose ball. Roy Powell inside the Widnes 25. I would think that it was all in vain for Leeds now. Lyons goes himself, finds Waddell. Waddell goes past Sorensen, but Sorensen throws him to the ground. The Widnes fans await the final hooter of a very famous victory here in Yorkshire again. Maskell then drives at the Widnes post, but a good tackle by Mike O'Neill and by Sorensen holds him up 8 yards short. Heron, Bentley playing in the centre. Ford having to come back inside. Good run from Ford, but a good cover again from Richard Earls. Last tackle, says the referee. Leeds then, Schofield. Crooks. Oh, but Martin Afire has taken an intercept and has 75 yards to go for the try. This time he will not be caught. Martin Afire races towards the Leeds post to a tremendous salute from the Widnes bank of fans. And to the dismay of the home crowd and the Leeds players, Martin Afire scores a 75 yards try in the dying seconds of this game. And quite honestly, the scoreline of 4-22 in no way flatters Widnes. Post to push his side to a 24 points to 4 lead. If he does so, and he does so. A A colossal victory for Widnes. A lot of experts gave Leeds a lot of hope of overturning Widnes after that superb display earlier in the year at Widnes, but not today. The superior speed and power of the Widnes team, a team that now runs down to the far end of the ground where they'll be saluted by the Widnes fans. The whole Widnes team making their way down to the scoreboard end of the field to salute the travelling fans. Leeds 4, Widnes 24, 5 tries to 1. Widnes march into the semi-finals of the Cup, where they'll be joined by Wigan at Least in Tuesday's draw. And on this sort of form, the other 3 sides in the Challenge Cup semi-final draw will not want to draw Widnes. A superb display. So as the team leave the field and the Widnes fans have that happy trip back over the Pennines, I'll leave you with the scoreboard reading. Leeds 4, Widnes 24.